Hello everyone, this is Ronnie and I'm just coming to you with a video and we're going to talk about selling CDs on Amazon. Yes, I'm going to talk about Amazon for a minute. For most of y'all know that come across my channel, one of the biggest questions I get asked was whatever happened to this CD lot that we picked up last December. It wound up being 3,500 CDs. We got into them for about $120. So it was about 3 cents a piece. For y'all that don't know, probably 95% of them were new, sealed. They still had like stickers from the radios, from the stores and so on and so forth. So they were very easy to look up. You didn't have to look for scratches. I really didn't even send in any used ones. Pain in the butt part was scanning the CDs to see if they were worth anything, because 3,500 of them. Sometimes there was multiples and so on and so forth. Thing I looked for with selling the CDs, that they had to sell for at least $10. And it depended on how many other sellers had that item too, especially with FBA. If I seen an item, let's say it was ranked, I think there's like 8 million CDs or 7 million CDs. And let's say CD was ranked 4 million and there's 5 FBA sellers on it. That CD never got sent in because most likely it's never going to sell. I've had CDs, I have a set of CDs sitting in there now. It's a box set. It's supposed to sell that $100 range. It's new. It's new. I've seen a few used that sell for like 50, 60. I think I'm holding out like 120. Eventually it's gonna sell. I'm into it for a buck. But we'll get back to the other CDs that we sold. We wound up going through them all, and there was about there was 542 CDs total that got sent in. So $3,000, 3,000 of them were really not worth it. You could have made anywhere between $1, $2, $3 if you sent them in, and it was probably worth it to somebody to send them in because there was profit to be made. But when I looked at how much time that would took me to send it in, and actually looking at it now with all the rules that have changed with Amazon, with the way they charge the storage fees and stuff like that, this would have been a dicey situation. So we sent in, it was right around 542, and of that 328 of them were different CDs. So there was many multiples, and I would send in CDs up to about 2 million rank if there wasn't any other FBA sellers, and depend on if there was any other sellers. A lot of this music was obscure music. It was everything from rap to country to a lot of like opera and just odd music. Like I never even heard of many of these bands. And some of them were really weird, like ones that you didn't think were really going to sell well was like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. He had that song in the 90s. That CD, believe it or not, I was getting $35 for that CD, and we had 5 or 6 of them. And it was just weird because I did not think that CD would sell. But once again, it's new. We're talking about new sealed CDs. You know, it took a learning curve to process them too. That was a big issue. I signed up for Inventory Lab. I only used it for that one thing. It was a free like month subscription. I used it for that because it gave me the breakdown of how much money I would make and everything like that. And I for some reason I forgot to figure out what that was, but I want to say it was right around $9,000 is what the gross of those CDs were, and I would say probably like 6,500. 7,000 was probably going to be the take-home part of that in my bank account. Looking at how they were sorting it out, I mean, we sold CDs as high as almost 2 million. They didn't have any sellers on it. Some of them didn't have any sellers on the CDs at all. A lot of the CDs, believe it or not, there was nobody on the listing whatsoever. And a lot of them there was no new sales. There was just, I mean, just selling used CDs. There was no new ones. So we did started off in the beginning selling a lot of those. I've sold CDs as high, single CD with like 12 songs. We got $89 for one of them. So, I mean, that was pretty cool, pretty interesting. You figure when we send them in January would be the best selling month for the CDs that we had. Believe it or not, March and June were the two best selling months at 42 CDs a piece. At the end of the day, we wind up selling. So we sent in 542. We actually sold 347 of them. So right around 60% of the CDs sold for $5,473.61. That's probably somewhere, I would say we took home somewhere in the $3,800 point. Like I said, I wanted it to make my car payment. So $3,800, my car payment was $321 a month. So probably right around that mark. I mean, you know, it took about 25, 30 hours to go through the CDs, clean the CDs, then list them and tag them and box them up. I mean, it was a process. God bless anybody that does that on a regular basis. I mean, because I would have pulled my eyes out. I mean, there was good money in it, but it's not for me. Bless my little heart. It's just not for me. Bless them. But at the end of the day, you know, like I said, we wind up sending in 542. We sold off that 542, 347 over the last year for about $5,400. So not too bad. That's an average CD price of, you think I would have done that part? It's an average of $1,577. I mean, that's probably what a CD goes for in the stores right now. You know, we did get really good for some, and then others I sent in. You know, I did send in some CDs. Maybe I would only make about $2 or $3 on. There were multiples, and they were really low rank. I mean, there was one CD we sent in like 10 or 12 of, and it was like a 6,000 rank, and I think they sold extremely quick at that rank. They were just selling, and I only made like $4 on each one, but it was like $4 more than I'm already sending in the box. Might as well. But when it came to a CD where you know, ranked 2 million with 6 FBA sellers on, it's not worth it. It's just not, because they're not selling at that rank, and with that many sellers on it, if they're not moving, you know. We actually sold a CD once we send it in, sold really high. It was like a 1.8 million rank. I was like, holy cow. So sometimes it just depends if there's a seller actually has that item or not, you know, and just somebody's looking for it, they buy it up. But that was our 1 year thing. I have sent in some others since then, not many, but my phone keeps going off. But you know, that's how it is sometimes. You know, our CD product for our project for 1 year, and that's our results. So once again, if you didn't hear it, we sold about 60% of them. So 347 of the 542 we sent in for about $5,400. So like, comment, subscribe, and this will probably be the last time you hear me talking about Amazon anytime soon. See you later.